Welcome to Pulse 24. This week, Anthropic's Mythos model rewrote the deployment playbook. Regulation fragmented across 4 jurisdictions, and the workforce side of the AI trade quietly cracked. Let's go. On the 9th of April, Anthropic released Claude Mythos Preview. The model autonomously discovers and chains zero-day vulnerabilities across every major operating system and browser. 3 days later, Anthropic restricted general release and routed access through Project Glasswing, just 40 partners with $100 million in usage credits. What's the actual play here?
It's the first frontier model whose dual-use risk forced a non-API release pattern. Anthropic decided controlled deployment to vetted institutions outweighed broad access. That's a deployment model shift, not a capability story.
Within days, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, and JP Morgan got access, after the Fed chair and Treasury secretary publicly urged deployment. Meanwhile, the Department of Defense flagged Anthropic as a supply chain risk over its military use restrictions. How do builders read being endorsed by Treasury and flagged by Defense in the same week?
Anthropic is now simultaneously an enterprise vendor, financial stability infrastructure per Treasury, and a defense supply chain risk. One vendor cannot easily sit in all 3 categories. According to Semaphore on the 7th of April, their $1 million-plus customer base doubled year on year. And Business Insider reported the valuation at $380 billion. The commercial momentum is real, but the policy dependencies just multiplied.
So what should a CTO actually do this quarter?
2 things. Add explicit clauses on controlled capability disclosures and government access obligations to your frontier model contracts. And do not design for single vendor lock-in when that vendor's roadmap is now constrained by US policy.
Meanwhile, in regulation, the pileup is real. xAI sued Colorado over its AI law. OpenAI backed an Illinois liability shield with a $1 billion catastrophic damage threshold. The Linux kernel blocked AI agents from certifying code. And the Delhi High Court is expected to rule on AI training data copyright within 8 weeks. Are regulators closing in or just multiplying?
Both, and that is the problem. xAI and OpenAI are litigating and lobbying to shape liability rules before they harden. The Linux kernel decision is different. That is, a community deciding machines cannot certify code humans will ship. What it adds up to is that defensibility is shifting from product to posture.
Meaning what, in plain terms, for someone deploying models in the next 2 quarters?
You need documented governance, training data provenance, vendor selection, audit trails. Courts and regulators will ask whether you knew what you were doing. That is where litigation risk lives now, not in the model output itself.
2 quick signals on the workforce side. First, according to Gallup reporting carried by the Straits Times in mid-April, working Gen Z's confidence in AI benefit dropped 9 percentage points year on year, and roughly half now see net risk over benefit. Companies are tying promotion to AI fluency. What is the operator move?
Run a burnout pulse on staff with under 3 years tenure this month. If more than half report fatigue, decouple AI fluency gates from promotion before your next review cycle, not after.
And second, Atlassian cut around 1,600 roles, Block cut around 4,000, and both cited AI-enabled efficiency, per ABC News on the 7th of April. Real productivity gain or convenient narrative?
Partially real, but the work is redistributed, not eliminated. Remove the entry-level layer, and you also remove the apprenticeship, where people learn to make decisions. That is a cost that shows up 2 years out. not next quarter.
Thanks, Anya. Sharp as ever.
Always a pleasure.
Stay curious, stay informed. See you next time.